Hello, this is an adaptation of the CarveWright tutorial. Since the original lesson had no audio, Bud is going to assist those of us that like to hear the lesson at hand as well as read the notes. Bud will use a goal pointer and the actual tutorial will use a white arrow. All movement, other than the goal pointer, is done by the original lesson. This lesson is about the importing images.
Hello, this is Bud. This CarveWright tutorial covers the import image function. The function works for most standard 2D image formats. Any image in JPEG, BMP, PIX, whatever, can be imported. We will focus on the importing simple items in this tutorial, such as a logo. While the operations are exactly the same, the considerations are very different when importing photographs. For more information on importing photographs, please review the tutorial titled Importing Photograph. One of the things that they say in that is that you don't want to use a flatbed scanner to import a photograph to use in this program, because the noise on that flatbed scanner scan of a picture will produce holes in your carving, small holes, pits. It's very important to understand how the software translates your 2D image into a carving depth so you can anticipate some of the common pitfalls. Software first takes the image and evaluates the color or intensity of each pixel. The color scale runs from black on one end to white on the other end. Each pixel is then assigned a depth depending on where it falls on the black and white scale. There are a maximum of 256 levels of depth once the image is converted. This means that the darker pixels are assigned deeper values than the lighter ones. Software allows you to quickly invert the depth scale if you desire. Simple clip art designs and logos come out very well. Other complex designs may take some editing to achieve the desired effect. As with any digital conversions, it's important to remember that the better the data you import, the better the carving will be. The quality of the carved output is highly dependent on the resolution of the image that you are importing, as well as the size of the image. This means that larger size, high resolution image produce best results. Avoid very busy images. They have significant small detail that tend to be prone to chipping when carving. This is also true of a large image that you import and then scale down on the board. Remember that the carving bit tip has a finite size, which limits the minimum detail it can produce. Another thing to avoid is importing a digitally scanned image from a flatbed scanner. As I said before, they have significant noise that will show up in the carving as small holes. I'm going to bring this down to this size so we can see what's going on. It's going to File, it's going to Import, and it's going to go find whatever we want from File. I'm going to pick a picture, and open it. In this case, they picked a logo, the CarveWright logo. You can crop this image. You can do a lot of things with it while it's right here. That's what the yellow line is for, is to show you that you have the ability to do things with it. And you click Next. Your two-dimensional image has now been converted to a pattern with depth, and you can zoom and rotate to see exactly what the final result will look like. You use the Shift key and the mouse button to produce your pan, your zoom, your rotate, just like you do in the board view. And you just see them turn the thing around a little bit. At this point, you have several tools for modifying the image. Here, you can invert the image, which will flip the highest points in the image to the lowest and vice versa. This can also be done in the main board menu view, so don't be concerned if you're unsure whether to invert the image or not. If the floor edges box in the lower left of the dialog box is checked, the software makes sure that there is a consistent depth border all the way around the image. If this is not done, many times the image will have a jaggedy carved border. The lower functions allows you to shave off one depth level at a time from the bottom of the image. Remember that each pattern has 265 depth layers by default. The raise function adds layers back to the pattern. By clicking the lower button once, it takes off the lowest background layer. As you can see, the entire background of this pattern was removed. This is because the original image had a white background, which is layer 1 out of 256. Click the raise to replace the level. Click the lower button many times clicking the lower button many times thins the pattern significantly. Once the pattern looks as desired, select the Finish button to proceed to naming your new design and selecting a location in your library where it will reside. So they're coming down to Finish, and they're going to decide where they want it. They're going to name it, and save it. Now when they open the pattern library and locate the new pattern, select it and place it on the workpiece. Remember that the icon with the blue shell in the main toolbar is your pattern library. So this is your pattern library right here. So you're going to see them run up, get the pattern library, and select CarveWright image logo. Once placed, we can now manipulate it like any other pattern. In this case, we will quickly change the depth, turn off the grain in the view, resize the pattern, center, top and bottom, right and left, rotate so we can see what it looks like, and then change the feathering from 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch. Busy little beaver here all in one. Changing the depth. Going to turn off the grain just so we get rid of the confusion. We're going to resize the pattern just by dragging a little bit. Now they're going to click within the pattern, go up to center, and come over and center both directions. And it's in the middle of the board. That means the center of the letters is in the center of the board. And they're going to add a feather. That is the end of this lesson.